Hey guys, super excited. I got Mr. Ryan Schramm from San Clemente, California, and Ryan is killing it with YouTube, creating organic leads. I'm super excited to learn a little bit about what's working for him. How did he get started? Let's just dive in right away. Ryan, could you tell everybody a little bit about kind of your origin story and exactly where you're at right now with your YouTube commission checks?
Yeah, you got it. You started talking to me about this probably beginning of 2020, I would say. You were like bugging my ear. You got to get on this. So first video I filmed was on my couch, like my little work love seat couch, literally in front of a white wall. We filmed 8 things to know about San Clemente. I sat there and I just rambled through it. So that was July 2020 is when I filmed that video and posted it on YouTube. So fast forward to where we're at today, May 2022, we fielded 70 leads from YouTube. Wow. So a lead is basically somebody reaching out, texting me, calling me, or emailing me saying, hey, I love your YouTube channel. My wife and I watch it on Friday nights. We get a bottle of wine. I'll open your YouTube channel because we don't know anything about San Clemente. But when we watch your channel, we're able to see everything that we can't find on Zillow, everything we can't find on Redfin. And we feel like we know you. That's my kind of lead, dude.
Yes.
70 of those. Okay. So last year, it took some time for the leads to come in. So 2020, July, the video was posted. And then we just kept banging them out, doing videos, staying consistent. The leads started to come in probably at the end of 2020, beginning 2021. And I'm sad to say I didn't work some of those leads. I didn't know what I had, dude, because some of them fell through the cracks and bought right away.
Yes.
And I reached out to Lindsay, my marketing coordinator, and I was like, I've botched a couple of these leads, but they're buying houses like fast, like a week or two, start to finish. And I quickly got with the program. 2021 did 200,000 in GC. So far, 2022, 135 closed and pending. And I'm shopping with about 500,000 in GCI right now. So that I did a little 90-day plan of action. I list all my YouTube leads. And there's 13 of them on there, and they're ranging from 1.5 to 4.5 million.
Beautiful.
In their price point. So I'd say anywhere from 250 to 500,000 additional GCI in 2022.
Boom. Congratulations, man. Hey guys, pardon the interruption, but I know a lot of you are going to ask, Patrick, what is the best YouTube training program for real estate agents right now in the marketplace? And so for those of you, I would highly recommend Malcolm Lawson's YouTube lead generation program. And I've interviewed Malcolm multiple times. I went through the training program myself. I've asked all my coaching clients to do it. So down below is the link to his landing page where you can get signed up. He gave me a specific discount code for $100 off. So if you grab my little code down there, I think it's Coach P Ferry, and you can just plug that in into the promotion when you check out, you'll get $100 off on that training program. Highly recommend it, guys. As you can tell, some of these results are incredible. We have a lot to learn. There's a lot of little details about tags, about thumbnails, about titles, about channel stuff. There's all these minor details that we got to get out of the way. Malcolm has done the best job that I've seen out there that covers those little details so we can speed up the process of the content. He also gives you a bunch of scripts about, what videos are going to get you the big views and how to do different call to actions and so on and so forth. There's a lot of work, as you can tell, with Schramm. It took him about 6 months before the leads started coming in, and then about a year before he really was being very profitable. So we've got to speed that process up for you. And so enjoy Malcolm's training. This one is a great interview. He's going to talk a lot about how he converts and some of the scripting that he's doing. So I hope you enjoy. Have an awesome day. And you've been in massive action. So could you talk to us a little bit about what's the most important lesson that you learned about this whole creating YouTube video content and producing income?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it simple, stupid, because I think that's where a lot of the gap is. When somebody watches something like this, a lot of times at the end of the video, they're maybe like, I still don't get it. Okay, you just have to start. Like I said, on the couch in front of a white wall in my home office with an iPhone, I filmed the 8 things to know about San Clemente. I already knew the 8 things I needed to know. It was just a matter of getting it on freaking video and articulating it clearly and not worrying about a stutter, an or an and, just getting it up there. Okay, so that was the first thing I learned. And then staying consistent on a calendar with what you're going to film, because you can't show up that day to film and not know what you're going to film, or the whole session's going to blow up. So I have a marketing gal, marketing assistant, and she creates the video. We just fish around. She looks around, looks at Malcolm's channel, looks at other people that are doing this, and then we come up with that topic. She puts a little outline together and we film based on that. I take it from there and breathe life into it. So you got to start, then you got to stay regimented with your calendar, consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it'll morph from there. So I have this nice, it's okay, this little studio.
Yeah,
now.
it's
better
great.
than the couch with the white wall.
Yes.
But if you saw what's around me, I'm in a warehouse right now. Like I still have a lot to improve on. So it's just a matter of rolling with it.
Yep. And people need to go back and watch some of your early videos, which I'll link to it and point everybody to his channel. But yeah, it was just you with the whiteboard behind you. It was just riffing, having a great time. Now,
I'll tell you what people say when they watch the video. They're like, oh my gosh, we're able to understand the dynamics of San Clemente, like things we cannot find when we Google around.
mm-hmm.
And we can't find it on a property listing. So we just sit there and we watch you and we listen to you and we learn and we take notes. And that's how we've come to know that, yeah, we want San Clemente instead of Palos Verdes or instead of San Diego or something. We got a vibe through you that made us know we wanted to buy there.
It's brilliant. What are you doing with some of these leads now? So I think you've got like a plan. You've kind of figured out what to do with these leads. Most of these leads have been buyer leads. And if we want to talk about what the future of seller leads looks like, but let's finish off. These are kind of buyer leads. What are you doing with these guys?
Yeah. So the way that they reach out to you is either going to be a text, it's going to be a call, or it's going to be an email.
Mm-hmm.
And they're usually very articulate in what they want. So think back to LP Mama Zillow lead, and you have to like literally yank all this information out of people. They're getting bombarded by other realtors. This lead is reaching out to me. They're saying, we want you and we want XYZ in a property. And they're usually coming from out of the area. I think that's something important to note. We put a little map together, 18 states, 27 cities in the last year we're representing buyers from our YouTube channel.
Nice.
So I'm going to put that into my listing presentation packet.
Yeah.
For that little piece, because our reach is very powerful right now. We're casting a wide net through YouTube. So where was I going with that?
Yeah. So what they reach out to you with specifics, and then how are you following up with these leads? How are you?
I get right back to them. I tell them I'm so happy that they're enjoying the content, that it makes me happy. Let's jump on a 10 to 15 minute Zoom or phone call to just further discuss, get the travel arrangements set up so that I can start to know like what they want in a community where they want to be. And they're like, yes, let's do it. So on that call, I'm going to ask them about financing or cash. I try to plug them in with my preferred lender. That's been working really good, because one thing I've noticed, some of them are really hot to trot. Some of them are very planned and they're 5, 6, 7 months out. Mm-hmm. So if I can get my lender in there sooner than later, we get that cross sell. He helps me follow up. He keeps me posted on what's going on. And the first real in-person buyer consultation usually looks like them coming in from the airport, parking at my office, sitting down, saying what's up, jumping in my car, and a 2-hour safari jungle cruise, like tour through San Clemente. That's what it is. We don't even go into houses. There's nothing to look at anyways. So we just drive the neighborhoods.
Nice.
And then they're like, you know what? I love this beach neighborhood. This is it. I'll take them to another spot. We hate this neighborhood. It's off the table. Perfect. Then if they're staying in town for 3, 4, 5 days, something might pop up on the market. We get back out, we jump into it. A lot of people have bought that way, or at least they know, yeah, this is the neighborhood I want to target now.
Beautiful. So you let them know in advance, hey, I'm going to take you on this tour. How does that pitch? How does that go? Because some people are, I can imagine what is going on in some of these agents' heads. They're like, oh my God, doing a tour, not showing, like this is all kind of counterintuitive and this is going to take forever and all this blah, blah, blah. So can you address some of the typical real estate agents' concerns with this process and maybe a little bit of the scripting?
Yeah. So back to that 10 or 15 minute Zoom or phone call, I tell them like, hey, in this market, properties are going so quickly. Like they're on the market for 3 days, they're off the market. I don't know what's going to be available to look at when you come into town, but don't worry about that. That's not important. I want to see what kind of lifestyle that you want to live. And the way that I've been successful at helping people identify that is by just going through the neighborhoods. Like we'll park the car, we'll get out, we'll go down to the beach, or we'll park the car, we'll go look at the parks and the schools. Family buyer might want to see that. Empty investor might want to know like more of, hey, how far of a walk to downtown, beach, stuff like that. And they're like, oh yeah, that's what we want to do. We totally want to do that. And then I'll say, hey, if there's a house on the market, of course, we're going to go through it and look at it. But that's not the most important thing. Here's what it means for us agents. Save a lot of time. Like most agents start with, oh, I need doors to open. No, it's the opposite. You need to figure out where these people want to be, what community, what's important to them in their lifestyle. Then the house is easy.
Yes. Love it. Dude, that's rad. That's so good.
That's the ticket. And then I tell them that way, when the house that does come on the market, that like in that neighborhood, you'll be ready to jump on it. Because we're trying to condition, like we're trying to quickly get to that point of, can we write an offer?
Yes.
So that's the deal.
I love that. I love that workflow. That's amazing. Good. What would you say is the biggest challenge right now that you're experiencing with creating more content, and what's some of the advanced stuff that you guys are working on?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because you're only going to have, I haven't counted them, but a couple handfuls of bangers that are like getting a lot of views. The rest are going to be like onesie, twosie, 300, something like that, like minimal views. But I'm convinced that the people that are really like the ones that are reaching out to me, I'm not convinced, they've told me they watch them all. But it's the ones that are getting a lot of views is like, it's like the big net that's like grabbing everybody, or it's trafficking online. And then somebody comes into that net, into your funnel, and then they just start digesting some of the more like specific stuff, like maybe the neighborhoods, or even like a restaurant video that I post that nobody really cares about, but the people that are shopping with me do. They want to know about the restaurant down the street.
Got it. Love it. Yeah,
so
I think you
keep the content going.
Yeah, I think you told me one time that you did a neighborhood tour and it only got a couple hundred views. It was a really small amount, but you got a lead that was like, hey, I want to buy in that neighborhood.
Yes. And they watch it from start to finish. 20 minutes of me just driving my car, and Lindsay sitting in the front seat with an iPhone. And I'm like, Lindsay, pan over there, like zoom in on that one. Zoom in over here, show them what a single loaded hillside, single loaded street looks like. And that's a hillside on one side and a front door on the other, and how that's more privacy. Literally raw and uncut. And that video, if you weren't interested in it, you couldn't even watch it. It's so bad. But if you're in Georgia and you need to know where you want to live, you're glued to the screen because you're getting something you can't get. It's like live Google Street View.
Yes.
With
I love it.
Dialogue.
I love it. So what's the exciting thing that we can count on you for this year in 2022? What are you working on next with your YouTube channel and digital marketing efforts?
So we've cracked the code, or cracking the code for buyer leads, right? Now we're trying to crack the code for local seller leads. So working on in-stream ads and figuring out how can we get the phone to ring for seller leads in my marketplace from YouTube.
Awesome.
The other thing that we're working on is you've got your podcast or this where you're talking to agents. I've got my podcast where somebody comes in, we literally just put an extra desk right here and we stand like this and talking to contractors, my financial planner. A really fun one that we did was a home designer.
Nice.
So relevant right now, like furniture's backlog. You can even communicate with sellers there, like prepping your house. So that was a fun one.
Cool.
So doing those, and literally I think in our brainstorming sessions, here's the point of this. Those aren't getting a lot of views on YouTube, but I send them to my email list. I push them like on Instagram, like we create little reels. My videographer literally sits there and he's, oh, that's like a cool little line, puts a little fire emoji at like 10 minutes in, and then he'll make a reel. Nice. And so it's the content data bank is what the podcast is. And then we just chop it up and divvy it out.
Beautiful. So
I haven't really figured out how to make money from that quite yet, but we just started. We're on episode 4.
Cool. I love it, man.
It's fun.
Well, hey, congratulations. Any final words to those out there that are sitting on the fence, right? Or getting started?
Yeah, the final words, what would I say? Like you just have to film a couple. That would be the key. And if you don't have somebody to help you prepare, you need to make a list of 10 of the first videos that you want to film so that you can get some momentum without having to think about what you want to film.
Yeah.
So the filming be the filming. You don't have to think of, that's what I would say.
Love it, man. Congratulations. I'm going to link down to your channel. Obviously, if they have any referrals for South Orange County, they can connect with you and send those referrals over to Ryan Schramm. And you're servicing San Clemente, Dana Point, all the other different communities down there, right?
Yeah, South Orange County. And I would say, dude, I wish I would have had my referral like game in place too, because I've probably lost. These are people that came into town and we did the whole deal, and then they bought in San Diego or they bought in Laguna Beach or something like that. And I just wasn't prepared to refer it out. And I totally could have picked up the phone and referred it to you or to somebody else, and 25% for one meeting. Right. So I'm working on that too. I know you've been in my ear on that for a while as well.
Yeah. All right, Schramm, you're the man. Congratulations. And I look forward to seeing more success on YouTube channel. There's 3 steps to follow up this video. Number 1, go over to Ryan Schramm's channel, do a quick review of all the things that he's doing. I really like going to the videos tab on the channel and then going over to the far right and then hitting the arrow down and then select by most popular. And then now you can see where his most popular videos are. And those are those kind of SEO based videos that I've been talking about on my channel, and then also Malcolm Lawson will teach you in the training program. Those are the ones that get all the big views. Take a look at that. Number 2, if you want to learn more about video marketing, SEO, a little bit more content from me, you can watch, I'll set up a playlist right here. And in this playlist, you can dive into some of Malcolm Lawson's videos, some of my training content on it. So you can just learn a little bit more passively about this whole project. Go down, use my discount code. If you're going to sign up for Malcolm Lawson's training, use the link down below. That'll take you to his landing page where he'll teach you a lot more about what he's doing, how it's working, how that training program is, and what the costs are. And then if you use my discount code, you get $100 off. So, all right, guys, let's get to work. There is a lot of work to do, but there's so much more money. There's so much money on the line right now with the YouTube formula for real estate agents.